Hello and welcome to another episode of BB True Crime. I am Beth.
And I am Becky.
Welcome to episode 37.
I've been reassured that this is a problematic one.
Yeah, this one is just going to make you so depressed just from the beginning. So, first of all, massive trigger warning for literally
Every trigger that ever existed.
That you could probably think about.
You're going to need brews for this one, boys.
You know what? I'm not condoning alcohol, but...
You might need a beer.
Yeah.
Or a shot.
Yeah, something.
If you've got a coping mechanism.
Maybe I'll talk to a therapist afterwards.
Am I going to need a teddy for this one?
Likely.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. It's not necessarily like you're going to be kept up at night, but it might keep you up at night in the sense of, damn.
Great.
That sucks.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm enthused by this.
So, we're covering the killing, well, specifically the torturing killing of a lady called Vera Jo. Her last name is, I don't know which way to say it.
Oh, Jesus,
so
here we go again.
I am just going to call her Vera Jo, or Vera. It's either Regal or Reigle.
Probably Reigle.
Okay. But we're just going
to call her Vera Jo, though.
Vera Jo or Vera, okay? Now, before we go into it, I need you to know there's a lot of family members involved in this, from two families.
Oh, God.
And so it might get a little confusing. Also, by the way, this case is very, I don't feel like it's covered enough.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't know who the hell you're talking about already.
It was not super easy getting the information for this.
When was this? Like, were we talking 1800s, 1900s, or recent history?
Good question.
I've just flummoxed her within 2 minutes. Don't ask questions, Becky.
Around 2008. Yes. But
what?
Yeah, I found it very peculiar while we was Googling, while I was researching that there's not even a Wikipedia page for the crime or this woman, and it's you don't see that very often.
Everything has a wiki page.
Day, yeah.
The annoying orange has a wiki page. How does this woman not have a wiki page?
Yeah. But there is a very, very good documentary that I would like to plug, called Good Night, Sugar Baby.
Good Night, Sugar Baby.
Yes.
Okay.
And you will... It's...
Oh, God.
Her last words.
Oh, okay.
And we will go into who Sugar Baby is.
Oh, God.
And stuff. But yeah. Massive trigger warning. Also, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, hi guys.
We understand schedules have been a little bit all over the place the past couple of years, but thank you for sticking by. We
appreciate
still enjoy
it.
Making them, yeah. It's also my birthday, so shout out me.
Shout out to the birthday girl who demanded episodes on her birthday of trauma and torture.
Yes, I do. So we're gonna start off just like normal, where we do a little overview.
Yep.
Go slightly into the background of Vera because, like I said, hard to research.
I was gonna say
hard to find stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're basically straight into what happened.
The torture, marvelous. Just get into it. Let's get into it.
So, a mentally challenged young mother is brutally killed, and some of those involved in her torture and death go free. How has this happened? Why did this happen? How has this case changed the community, if it has? Her death was senseless and avoidable. And this murder of Vera Jo. Okay?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's an opening.
We're
Alright.
straight into depression here.
Oh, wow.
So.
It's a whole community endeavour.
Just a little bit of background on Vera.
Let's go.
That we know of. Because obviously a lot of this comes from other people.
Okay.
Who, So, she was born with intellectual disabilities in 1986.
Okay.
To Werner Messersmith and Willard Regal, whichever.
Willard.
In Findlay, which I believe is in Ohio.
Alright.
So, she straight away experienced a traumatic childhood.
Oh, marvellous.
Which was there was some sexual abuse happening from her father.
Oh,
Yeah,
straight in
away.
there.
Yeah.
Straight in there.
And that began at 11. However, he did get sent to prison
Oi!
for 20 years.
Love that.
So, small mercies. So, she also had ADHD.
Hey!
Yeah.
Shout out the ADHDers.
Twins.
Not great for her, though, I'm guessing.
Well, she already had a lot of,
So, like, ADHD was the
anyway.
least of her issues, honestly.
According to family members, she had the mind of an 8 to 12-year-old.
Oh, okay. That's a problem.
She was a sweet, caring girl who went out of her way to make others happy.
Aww.
Despite her challenges with reading and math, she attended specialised classes and achieved a very significant milestone in 2005 by earning her high school diploma.
Oh, cool.
Vera was known as gentle and reserved.
Hold up. Pause.
Yes.
She got a high school diploma in 2005.
Yes.
And she was dead in 2008.
Hold on.
That's fine. I'm hoping that is a transcription error, because...
Hold on, you give me a second.
It's alright. You take your sweet time, bubbers. What I am looking at is how many pages you're scrolling down.
Hold on.
I will wait for you. Yeah.
I can't give you an exact date for some reason. Oh, 2011, sorry.
Okay. 2011. Still very young.
Yes.
Christ.
Yes, very young. Yeah, she was young when she died.
That's like what? 24?
Yeah, she wasn't in her 30s by any chance. Yeah, she was young.
That's sad. Sorry, please continue.
But yes, she was known as gentle and reserved. She found joy in singing to country music.
Yes, girl!
She also participated in their special needs Olympic events they did at school.
That's cool.
And she liked to embrace opportunities to showcase talents and determination.
Oh, good egg.
So, she just...
Oh, the pause.
She definitely... But the thing is, she already had trauma. It was a more not great neighbourhood, and let's just say she definitely ended up getting involved in, the worst crowd she could have got in.
Oh.
Which were the two families that we will be talking about today.
Oh, I feel like we have a Hatfield and McCoy situation going on here.
So, and unfortunately, it will be mixing with them that badly that she will die from it. So,
that tends to be how these cases go.
Yeah. So, I'll give the first bit is just quick how she was found.
Okay.
And then we delve into
the how she was got there.
Yes. So, on a cold spring morning, a naked female body is discovered on a train bridge.
Straight in there.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
This sends a shockwave through the very quiet all-American town. She had already been, pronounced as missing. And was very quickly identified as the body on the tracks.
Okay. Got it.
Upon the gruesome discovery, it was speculated that she'd just been hit by a train.
Convenient.
However, her autopsy quickly showed otherwise. That was not the cause of death.
Torture.
Yes.
Last I checked, trains don't torture you.
Dr. Mark Fox determined she'd suffered blunt trauma and sharp force trauma to her torso, head, and legs, and that the attack had been committed. Well, the final attack anyway had been committed at the train tracks where her body was discovered.
Solid start.
So the news of the murder swept the region.
Okay.
And public were not happy.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Violently assaulted woman found naked on train tracks. I don't know why they weren't upset.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, people were not happy. Yeah. But it didn't take long for them to arrest the main perpetrator.
Okay, so quick arrest on there.
It was.
Got it.
So within the next day of finding the body, The authorities apprehended a 21-year-old Daniel Bixler.
Okay.
And his 17-year-old girlfriend, Nicole Peters.
Damn, they were young.
Yeah.
They were young, bro.
Not innocent. They're fucked up.
Oh.
So I want you to take these people with a grain of salt.
No, what I'm.
Damn.
That they're young is holy shit. That is a baby psychopath. Psychopath, nonetheless.
Oh, believe me, when you hear what they did.
Okay.
That is generous. So they were very open about the fact that they had done this. By the way, Danny, the male, even pointed out when taken to the crime scene with the police where he'd thrown the knife.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Helpful, thank you.
3 weeks before the murder, Danny had actually just been released from prison. And his incarceration had begun in July 2008. And he had been jailed for burglary, theft, and receiving stolen property.
Okay, so not like violent crimes.
No, but he did already have a well-known history of violence and drug abuse.
Ah, right, yeah. Okay, well there it is then.
And that's from back, like, even when he was a juvenile.
Okay.
And it just seemed to be a pattern that's just continued.
Get it.
He'd also previously faced charges of assault and domestic violence in his youth, including one concerning incident where he assaulted a 7-year-old with a baseball bat. So, yeah. What a guy.
That is
also not surprising.
A specimen right there.
So, him and his girlfriend obviously were charged with aggravated murder. But the police were obviously doing an investigation.
Anybody else who might be implicated.
This to be like, okay, but how did we get here?
Got it.
Why did this happen also?
What the fuck possessed them to do this to her? So,
detectives learnt that Vera had been living with the Brooks family.
Is that the boys? No. Sorry. Ignore me.
I believe that is the boys.
Okay.
Technically, yes. Like I said, there's two families that are very entwined, but the grandma in this case has had several husbands, and so it's taken several names, but I do believe
that is the boys' branch.
Yes, that was one of his family.
Doesn't seem like a particularly safe.
So yeah, but Vera had been living with his family.
Okay.
And had been for the past 5 years.
Interesting. Okay.
She had a 17-month-old daughter with one of the boys from that family called Zachary Brooks, and they had named the daughter Willardine.
Well, that's a horrific name.
I was like, what a weird name.
Also, wasn't her father called Willard? I'm pretty sure. So she named.
You are right.
So she named her daughter after her.
Did she though? Did she though?
Somebody
did.
Somebody named the daughter after the abusive father.
I don't know.
Who rapes 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, keep that in mind. Did she though?
Answer
is no. She did not. She did not name her own daughter. And neither did Zachary, the father. So.
Somebody named the baby, but it wasn't the parents.
Now we're going to go back in time and be like, why is Vera living there?
Why is Vera? That's what baffled me.
Yeah.
Like, correct me or not, but she has a mother, surely?
And who named the child? Not the most pressing issue. Granted, I know we're talking about murder, but still, you'll get there.
I want to know.
And you'll wish you hadn't.
Ah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I wish it wasn't one of them cases, but it is. And you know what? It needs to be talked about, because, again, where is the coverage of this case?
Honestly.
Because, yeah, there's other true crime podcasts that have covered it, which is great.
But there's no attention.
It's a great documentary. But no justice. Mostly. Kind of.
Come on.
Okay.
Give us answers.
So, Vera,
yes,
who at the time was 19.
Okay.
When she first meets Zachary Brooks.
Biggest mistake of her life.
He's 13. Yeah.
Wow.
No one saw that coming.
No.
They lived within a few blocks of each other's houses.
Okay.
So Vera was kind of in the vicinity of this family already.
Great. Lovely neighbours.
Zachary lived. He had issues himself, disability-wise. So he had, learning difficulties and that kind of thing, cognitive disabilities. Like she does.
Got it.
But again, remember, yes, she's 19, and obviously I'm going to preface this by saying whatever is about to happen is not correct.
Yeah.
But you're also going to later realise what actually happened, because from this next sentence I'm going to say, you're going to be like, Vera, no, babe, don't do that. But
you got to remember as well, she's got a reduced mental faculty as well.
First of all, her mental thing is between 8 and 12. Yeah. Secondly, all is not as it seemed. Strings are being fucking pulled, okay? I need you to understand that.
Okay. I'll understand that when you tell me what the fuck is going on.
So Zachary's 13.
Okay.
She's 19.
Okay, I'm guessing they fuck.
The pair form a close friendship.
Friendship, got it.
Turns sexual.
Got it.
Under a woman called Sherry's guidance. Sherry, key character.
The grandmother?
We hate Sherry. She is the grandmother.
Right, Sherry's the bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Team, I hate Sherry.
I'm not gonna lie, I love a grandmother that's a bitch.
We know them too well.
Oh,
yeah. So this was all happening under her guidance. Now, a normal adult
would have reported that.
Would have been like, maybe don't get jiggy when my son's 13, or I don't know if it was grandson.
Grandson is 13,
yeah. Maybe don't do that. But Sherry's not a normal woman.
I feel like any woman called Sherry, respect to people who are called Sherry. Question.
So, we're going to get to Sherry's background a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because God help us all.
I feel like it's juicy by the look of your eyebrows.
It is, and I hate her.
Okay.
Alright, so Sherry Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is Zachary's mother.
Oh, okay.
Even though he's 13.
Got it. Grandmother of the baby.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Right, yes.
Okay.
She, at first, treated Vera very kindly.
Okay.
And invited her...
You gotta lull them into a false sense of security,
Yeah, she invited her to move into their home.
Oh.
Obviously, because, the dad was in jail for being an aunt. And the mum, I want to say left.
The mum was not in the picture.
Yeah, the mum left.
Mum was gone.
So Vera, 19, has issues, gets,
needs a bit of support.
This is nice woman's
kindly mother figure.
You're dating my son.
Yeah.
Who's 13.
Here, let me mother you.
He also has issues.
Yeah.
Come into my house. Yeah. It's fine.
We be family. We be family.
Yeah. She obviously had no other really options, so agreed. Unaware that Sherry, Satan.
Got it, Satan.
Was known around the town as Sugar Babe. So yes, Vera's last words. Technically, this is argued because, according to the killers, she did speak as she was being murdered, but
the last cognizant, thought-out sentence was,
"Good night, Sugar Babe." So her last words were to
"Bye-bye, Sherry."
Shara. Yes. And that was a nickname given to Sherry by her father.
That's a weird nickname to give your daughter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
She was also, though, known around town for selling methamphetamines, so...
Oh. A little bit of sugar on the side.
So, she was manipulative. This was all, the town knew.
Okay.
She's a character.
Open secret.
Secret. Everyone knew.
Got it.
She was very manipulative. I mean, she sold drugs. I mean, what do you expect?
It's valid.
And a lot of people like to refer to her as the female Charles Manson. I
don't
know if you know who that is.
Oh.
I'm thinking you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cult leader, man.
That's not a... We've done Charles Manson, haven't we?
Have we done Charles Manson?
I thought we'd done one about the cult.
I don't think we... No, you're thinking Jonestown.
That's it. Mass suicide one.
Yeah, that's Jonestown.
Got it.
Yeah.
We need to do Charles Manson.
He is on the list.
Got it. He's on... There's a lot of things on the list, to be fair.
But yeah, so... deranged cult leader.
Got it. Deranged cult leader.
So... However, Sherry had an alternative... Oh, I can't speak. An ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive.
For moving in Vera into her house.
Financial or...
So, she wanted Vera to carry a child.
That
Sherry wanted to raise.
She wanted another baby, but she couldn't have a baby, so she got herself a surrogate using her 13-year-old son.
Basically.
Ooh.
I wish it gets better.
Ooh.
No, it doesn't.
I was gonna say, it doesn't. I don't feel like it's gonna get better.
Sherry's background also has sexual abuse.
Of course it does.
To her, as a child.
Oh.
And is kind of what kickstarted her obsession with little girls, also. It says little girls, but really, children, generally. But we'll get into that.
I'm questioning whether I want to get into that, honestly.
She had a bit of an abnormal perversion that first manifested at like 16 when she tried to steal someone else's baby, as you do.
Casual like.
That was soap line in EastEnders one year.
Oh my god.
Sherry was then placed in foster care at age 3 after the state learnt that her father had been trying to diddle her. Listen, I gave trigger warnings, alright? You signed up, you were in this now. Alright.
Just the verbiage.
Look, we're locked and loaded. We're straight to the point here.
Honestly, that's valid. If you're still here, diddle is the least of your concerns, honestly, I feel.
She then returned to her mother's care 13 years later when her mum finally split up from the dad. Because clearly what was going on at 3 years old was not enough to split up with the father. But sure.
Great example of parenting.
So then soon after that, Sherry began a sexual relationship with her first cousin, Daniel Bixler. So that's the same surname as the guy
who did it.
It killed Vera.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. The name it is the same family. And the family all knew about this incestuous relationship.
Beautiful.
And approved, calling them the kissing cousins.
Oh, that's vile.
Cute. Great. Love that.
I mean, I'm just saying, right, if this were Britain...
Yeah, I think they've got rid of that now. You can't do things with your first cousin. Shocking. How did we get here? Yeah.
Wow. That's like the backbone of British society.
That's the backbone of way too many. But we don't have time to go into that. We got more trauma to talk about.
Oh, let's go.
So according to Sherry herself, because Sherry was also interviewed in the documentary. Oh yeah, the shit she comes out with. Bullshit.
The fact that she's in the documentary to begin with and not in prison is what concerns me.
Yeah. Do you see what I mean?
Oh, here we go. This is where it all goes fucking downhill, boys and girls.
She apparently viewed Vera like her own daughter, but God help us all if that's the case.
Honestly, yeah. I'd hate to be her enemy in that case.
Yeah. She commented she would do anything you asked her to do. That's probably because she had the mind of a child. Yes, Vera.
Bro, you tell a kid to go do anything, they're gonna go do it. Like, they're suggestible.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Also living in the same house.
Oh god.
Was... So, Zachary is obviously the boyfriend of Vera.
Zachary's the boy turn.
Baby
13, yep.
Yeah. Is Zachary's brother Michael and his wife.
Okay.
His wife is called Shannon.
Okay.
About a week before Vera was killed, that is when the two that killed her moved in.
Okay. Right.
And obviously, the guy who did kill her wasn't a good influence on anybody.
Shocking.
Yeah, honestly. He'd been living life as a transient.
Okay.
And also was known to have problems with alcohol, ecstasy, cocaine, and marijuana daily. So
marijuana, I'm fine with. It's everything else I'm not okay with.
Yeah. So detectives also, when they were investigating, because obviously they had to, discovered a strange dynamic within the Brooks home. Shocking. So the father of the killer.
Okay.
I've forgotten the killer's name already. Daniel
Bixby?
It is Daniel. There we go.
I'm so good at this game.
There's so many people, my brain can't comprehend.
I'm so good at this game.
How many people there is.
It's just like one of those puzzle games where you have to like solve the clues to figure out the family tree.
Yes. So, he has the same name. Daniel Bixler Sr.
Okay.
So obviously they were first cousins. with Sherry.
Okay.
Yeah. So, however, this didn't stop them from having a baby together.
Hey.
So they have another son called Scotty.
Scotty.
For years,
Scotty
the Brooks
doesn't
home
know. Scotty doesn't know.
had been rife with abuse.
Oh.
Sherry's first 5 children.
Oh my god, this woman was allowed to have 5 children.
Includes Scotty.
Okay.
Were taken away by Child Protective Services.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That's the first good news I've heard all day.
Only after, allegations of sexual abuse and neglect. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to know they still took them, because how many
From
allegations...
Sherry. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Okay. But it's nice to know they took them, because there's so many accusations of sexual abuse and neglect that get, ignored.
Yeah, true.
Or allegations that never get made and the kid just gets left there.
Yeah,
so,
true.
At least these 5 kids, for all that they went through, managed to get the fuck out of there.
Well, she was most traumatized when her daughter Maria was taken away. And the reason
because she likes
she
girls.
Was taken away is, when you find out the reason, you're like, yeah, fair enough. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Sherry mourns the loss of Maria to this day. But,
none of her other children.
She lost custody of Maria because Maria was rushed to a hospital. This is as a baby.
Okay. Oh god,
I don't have an exact age, but Maria was rushed to the hospital with severe vaginal bleeding. And so, for some reason, the hospital let her leave with Sherry the same night. But
I'm guessing they assumed that because it was vaginal bleeding, it must have been a male perpetrator.
I suppose, yes. Either way, they were like, yeah, she needs to go to the doctor the next day.
She did not go to the doctor.
She did not go to the doctor, so that's why she was taken away.
Got it.
Fair.
I feel that's entirely valid.
Yeah. However, and I don't know which child this was to, or if it was to multiple of her sons.
Mm-hmm.
But she was once caught by a family member with a newborn son. Someone walked into the room to find her sucking his infant penis. So,
if I didn't want to kill myself before, I do now.
Yeah. Some things you just...
We haven't even got to Vera yet.
No, this is Sherry. This is all Sherry. What a woman.
Oh, Jesus.
So now we're all traumatized. So, again, Happy New Year's.
Was that reported?
Well, that was one of the reasons of the sexual abuse that had
reported.
The kids taken away.
Praise Jesus.
Yes. Sherry stepped outside her marriage to Daniel Sr. And delivered Kevin Jr. in 1993.
We got another baby.
She then divorced Mike and married a guy called Kevin Brooks Sr. And that's why it's called the Brooks household.
Got it.
And that was in June 1982.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. She had Zachary in 1992.
Got it. He's the older brother of Lee, the 13-year-old.
Zachary is the 13-year-old.
Zachary is the 13-year-old.
Yes.
Got it.
She then also had a child called Garth in 1993, and her nine. I'm just saying only 5 got taken away. BTW.
Okay. I just want to throw out this, right? Why is it that the people who don't want to be parents become parents, and the people who do want to become parents don't become parents?
Yeah, but obviously she did want to become a parent though, didn't she? Because she was obsessed with children.
Sorry, the people who don't deserve to become parents.
Oh, yeah, no.
Clarification
sure.
there, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so for some reason, Child Services just didn't take the other 4, but alright. Her 9th and final child, Chucky, in 1994.
Chucky?
Yeah.
Fucking clown.
Sorry, he's not in the picture for long now, but we'll get there.
Oh, fucking hell.
Sherry maintained custody of the children that she shared with her final partner.
Got it.
So, instead of what some people might do and change their ways, Sherry now.
I don't think Sherry would know a changed way if New Year's resolution slapped her in the face.
Well, she already had all the power, basically, so it was like... Yeah. So she just kept having children, even though social services told her to stop. And CPS just said they got tired of messing with her and let her keep them.
Not sure the kids are going to thank you for that.
That's an official statement, just by the way.
Just love CPS so much.
Sherry wanted, because obviously out of all the 5 children she lost,
The
Maria
girl.
hit hardest.
The girl. She wanted a
Yes.
girl, not a boy. She kept having boys.
She was obsessed.
Got it.
And she wanted a female child to replace Maria.
I'm kind of, in a sick sense, just really pleased she kept having boys, because that must have really pissed her off.
Oh no, because they got used.
Oh.
So what she would do is then, when the boys were old enough to procreate, aka they're underage teenagers,
She would pimp them out, basically.
she encouraged them to get girls pregnant, so as to try and have a granddaughter.
Oh, yeah.
At this time that this was happening and, like, Vera moved in and stuff, Daniel's dad was incarcerated for stabbing his wife's lover. So, just random little tidbit there, you're welcome.
Saying stabbing your wife's lover, wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, fair. It's probably one of the least disturbing things on
I was
this.
gonna say, like, of all the problematic things this family has done, that's the least problematic yet.
So, Sherry, as soon as Vera moved in, switched. She don't know nice anymore. Alright? She won't know, oh yeah, come live in my house, yeah, we'll look after you. No. Real Sherry. Weird, fucking pedophile,
Nonsense
Satan
bitch.
Sherry came out.
Ah.
She was immediately treated terribly.
Oh.
She told Vera from the get-go, and obviously Vera has the mind of an 8 to 12-year-old,
Okay.
that her mother hated her
Oh, here we go.
and forced Vera. Really, the only reason she had Vera moved in is because she wanted the social security money. The disability
I told
money.
you it was financial.
Yeah.
I told you it was financial.
As well as obviously wanting a granddaughter. But mostly it was money.
Unfortunately, one thing that the American government pays relatively well is taking in a child.
And
that's
well,
why
she was
some-
on the child, she was 19.
Well, taking in a dependent,
Disabled,
yeah.
Yes. It wasn't long after she moved in that Vera did get pregnant.
Marvellous.
The
wicked plan comes together.
Sherry chose the name. Shocking.
Here we go.
And also convinced the father, Zachary, the 13-year-old, to sign custody over to her.
Okay.
So the child will be her child.
Okay.
Convincing Vera to also do that was a lot more difficult because Vera really loved her child. And I'm guessing, knowing what Sherry was doing to her, she was like, not
No.
my baby. You know what I mean?
Decent human being, then.
So Vera delivered Willadine 6 weeks early.
Okay, bit of preemie.
Oh yeah, there's reads of that. On November the 4th, 2009.
Great.
But only after Sherry forced her to drink 3 full bottles of castor oil
Oh, come on.
to induce pregnancy.
Yeah, castor oil's so bad for it.
Do you want to know the reason why? Because she wanted the baby to be born on her birthday. Sherry's birthday. However, shame, the baby was induced for the next day.
Yes!
Sucks to be you.
Yes!
Shame.
But yeah, castor oil used to be used
It's
like
an old wives'
ages
tale.
ago.
Yeah, so that's why she had to do it.
But to trigger miscarriages.
Well,
Because it was
luckily,
considered safer than a coat hanger.
It was healthy. It was a healthy baby.
I
Thank
mean,
God.
6 weeks preemie, this is a good chance, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with technology these days.
Sherry became, she made a scene when nurses handed the baby to Vera first and not Sherry. Because to Sherry, that was her baby.
Only to Sherry. Was that her baby?
So after Willadine came home from the hospital, Vera did everything in her power to be, given the circumstances and the home life, the best mother she could be. while also under Sherry's control.
She was doomed from the beginning, really, wasn't she?
Really, yeah. She really did love that baby.
Please stop saying that, because it's breaking my heart.
I know, and it's gonna get sad, I'm afraid. The problem was that Sherry did not want this, and did not give a shit if Vera loved her baby, because it was Sherry's baby.
Oh.
Sherry cared, and ended up, trying to become the mother of Willardine.
Okay.
Occasionally she would let Vera see or hold the baby. Despite having the granddaughter that Sherry wanted, that did not help the beatings and stuff that Vera was already getting. Yeah. In fact, they worsened because she'd given her the granddaughter now. So,
not to mention the fact that she was still exercising what little control over the baby she had, which was getting in her little dream.
And would often threaten to kill the baby if Vera ever disobeyed her.
Oh. That sounds like a familiar threat
but
tactic
I also
I've heard
don't know
before.
if she would have done, because she really wanted the baby, you know what I mean? So
it's a scare tactic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But to a kid, it would work.
No, the thing is, because Zachary is so young.
No, to Vera, because obviously Vera's got a reduced age. But you threaten something that a kid loves. Bruh.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, because Zachary is so young, when they have this baby, he's 13, he gets really tired of teen fatherhood real fast.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kid's a kid.
However, given his family and their history and past, grows increasingly violent, because he starts getting new girlfriends, and Vera is like,
baby daddy.
Can you, not, though? Balls on Vera for,
honestly,
voicing shit in that household, you know what? Beatings, obviously, towards Vera is commonplace by this point.
Got it.
It crushes her spirit.
Oh.
Not surprising.
Yeah. I mean, she's literally all alone in that situation, isn't she?
Yeah, she basically, and obviously I've seen pictures and stuff, but she basically becomes like a broken shell of a person.
Am I going to see pictures at the end of this that are going to crush my spirit?
No, you'll see a picture of, I have a picture of Vera and Zachary. I have a picture of Willardine, which is quite a cute picture.
Okay.
And I have a picture of fucking Sherry.
Okay,
right,
good.
To be angry at.
I thought you were about to show me some body pictures like you have before. Praise Jesus.
Like I said, it's
so uncovered that there aren't any available.
Yeah, there's not many. There's no cursed pictures, you know what I mean?
Thank God. I don't know whether I'll be able to hack that.
So, family members always viewed the beatings as well.
Viewed?
They witnessed it all.
Oh.
Okay. Some ballsy ones actually called the police.
Nice.
And reported the abuse.
Good.
Not
enough, clearly, but...
However, the police would come over on, domestic violence calls, and Vera would have to tell them that she's fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wonder who's really getting them to, say that. Or she'd tell them that she fell down the stairs, or had run into a coffee table.
But because she's disabled and mentally...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
People believe anything, don't they?
Yeah. I'm going to skim past this slightly.
Okay.
Pigs lived in the house also. Don't ask me why. Don't know, babe.
I have long learnt, Beth, that if you're skipping past something, let's not dwell.
Don't know.
Let's
it's
go.
never really explained why pigs live in a house.
Okay.
But they just do.
I don't need to know.
I don't know how many.
Pigs, plural. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, don't know.
There was a pig. Her name was Sherry.
What? Yeah, one of few, yeah. The family often used buckets to go to the bathroom. As the house had no running water.
Marvellous.
The state officials never interfered.
Of course.
And despite knowing there was a baby in the house, they never went to try and remove the baby from these
wellness
conditions.
check, nothing. No, got it.
And they also just clearly weren't that bothered about any suspected abuse towards a mentally challenged woman.
Young mother, yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So in the 2 years leading up to Vera's murder, police had been called to the family home at least 10 times due to complaints of harassment, threats, child abuse, neglect, fighting, and poor living conditions.
So literally, we're ticking every box of subpar living here.
Yeah.
Every indicator of fucking problems.
Questionable, yeah, it's all
is
there.
being ticked off like a fucking grocery list, and you're telling me not one? Bruh.
Oh no, the police went round.
No, I mean, not
just...
once was anything done.
No. As well as the fact that there's a baby living there. But, sure. On the 21st of January, Vera's sister, Ashley, called the police and said that Vera was being held at home against her will and wasn't allowed to be involved with the baby at all. So, an officer called Officer Hill went to the house and reported that Vera Jo's face was bruised and cut, and she had sustained a broken nose.
Oh.
When she was questioned, Vera claimed that the injuries were caused by an ex-boyfriend. The truth, however, was that Vera had been so broken down by the abuse that whatever Sherry told her to do and say, she did.
God. So she was like just completely under her control then.
Oh yeah, completely. We will be back RIP in a minute, just grabbing the takeaway. Alright, sorry for the little interlude there. I mean, it wasn't an interlude really for you guys, but...
It was an interlude for us. It's been a solid 15 minutes.
So, we've had a little, takeaway, get the vibes back up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even podcasters need to fuel.
You're right.
And when I tell you, I am greatly enjoying my katsu curry.
Yeah, I was going to say so
I had some sushi
choice.
as well. It was a good shout. It's tasty.
But if you hear sniffling, it's the...
Because it's spicy, bro.
The little bit of spice. Yeah, it's not as crying, but you know what? Maybe
we might be later.
Also crying, so... And if you're crying, that's okay. Maybe you get some katsu curry and you might feel better.
Or some sushi. Or tea. Tea always fix it. Yeah. At least according to the people on the phone. Who are they?
Samaritans.
The Samaritans.
Yeah,
tea fixes everything, apparently.
Yeah, tea.
To be fair, they're not wrong. Tea is good, but I don't think it fixes everything.
Yeah. So, going back to Vera.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like we just said, she was very broken down. This is when authorities were going in, asking her what was going on. She was accepting to say and do whatever Sherry told her.
Mm-hmm.
So, during that welfare check that happened on Vera from Officer Hill, they also noted that the home was very filthy. Again, multiple pigs for some reason, but never really explained why, but alright, cool.
I feel like I don't want an explanation, to be honest.
No. The bathtub was filled with black mould.
Oh, delicious.
And for some reason, and again, this is never really explained why or how this is a thing. There was a mattress that was sat on top of rotting food.
Probably to absorb the decay.
Of what?
The food. Food that is decaying tends to produce liquid. The bacteria.
Yeah, but clearly they don't really care in that.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
Probably want to at least absorb it so they don't have to walk through it.
Well, yeah. I also had, mad cockroaches. But again, they were allowed to keep the baby, so...
Cockroaches are allowed to survive anyway, bro.
Yeah, well... So, Kevin Jr.
Yep.
Known as Chucky.
Oh, God, this guy.
The firstborn. I believe this is Chucky. Is this Chucky?
I thought Chucky was the last one.
I thought this was Chucky.
We'll call him Chucky for now.
Yeah, no, we'll just say, right, I wrote Kevin Jr., do you see what I mean? There's so many people in this
There's so many kids in this fucking thing.
Different baby daddies, they've all got fucking different names, some of them sound similar. I don't even fucking know anymore who is who. Kevin Jr.
I thought Kevin Jr. was one of the children from the second marriage.
Died on August the 5th, 2010.
Poor kid.
Now, if you thought Sherry was crazy, this makes her more crazy.
Alright. She had him stuffed.
May as well done.
Oh, God.
Would have made more sense.
Oh, God.
He got struck by a vehicle.
Okay.
He and the mother of his son, Kevin the Third. Can we stop naming our children our names? Please, I am so confused. Why are there so many Kevins?
I mean, Kevin the Third is literally an infant, so please don't take it out on him.
Either way, his girlfriend, and Kevin the Third, the child, had been walking around the town looking for heroin.
Nice.
Yeah.
With their child. Nice.
Yeah. When he was struck with a vehicle from behind. He died instantly.
I feel like God said that's enough.
Yeah, clearly. He was like, not with your child.
Not again, boys. Not again.
This drove Cherry a bit more cray-cray. And she had been convinced, and also then convinced other family members, that Heather, the baby mama...
Yep. Pushed him in the road on purpose.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes, quite literally. And oh my God. So I don't know. This must have been like the favourite child of the boys.
Got it.
But she did, yeah, she was...
She went off a rocker?
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah. She... Conspiracy theory, nut job, mental. So, this was part of the reasons that led to Vera's death. There was a few things, rumouredly, that led to Vera's death.
I'm intrigued to find out how one child being struck by a horrific accident led to a woman being tortured and beaten to death, but I'm sure you're about to make it all make sense for me.
We will. Because we're going to switch to Zachary, but we're gonna come back to Kevin Jr.
Okay, right, so Kevin's dead, we're switching to Zach. Got it.
But we are going to come back to Kevin Jr. Okay.
Got it.
And then you'll be like,
Ha!
I see.
Got it.
So, Zachary, 13-year-old, I don't know how old he is at this point. It's been a couple of years, so maybe 15, 16 probably. No longer. Yeah, he's already got bored of the parenting. We know that.
I mean,
He's
that
got
was
multiple
bound
girlfriends.
to happen.
We know that.
We know this. This is old news. Old news.
Literally, like, Sherry just tells her kids, to just birth the kids. She doesn't tell them to be fathers, you know what I mean?
Impregnate, not father.
Yeah, literally, birth them. He's really bored with Vera.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be saddled, quotation marks, with a mentally handicapped baby mama.
Pretty sure also he's also mentally handicapped. Who's he calling mentally handicapped?
Honestly.
Vera, girl, you've been done dirty
He
here.
won't, he's not allowed, technically, to let Vera go.
Because she is the mother of the baby.
Exactly, because she is still, technically, she didn't give in to Sherry. She refused, obviously Zachary did.
She still has parental rights.
She has parental rights over Willardine, and is technically her legal guardian.
Until she cacks it.
But obviously, if he ends things with Vera will leave with the baby.
Yeah.
Sherry can't have that. So therefore, Zachary also stuck with her. But not happily. But also, Sherry's not happy with Vera.
Nobody's happy in this situation.
Exactly. So instead, they're like, well, the only way we're going to be able to keep the baby is if she dies.
Oh.
So that's one reason as to why they're like, Vera needs to die.
The bitches gotta go.
Sherry actually lost interest in Willardine for a while, the baby.
Okay.
In early 2011, because she wanted another baby girl.
Willardine just wasn't cutting it anymore.
And honestly, she just wanted Vera at the house.
Okay.
Yeah, she was over it.
So she was over Willardine, she was over Vera, she wanted take two.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because obviously Vera was not giving up the parental rights.
Yeah.
So she was like, fuck you, someone else will have another baby. Another daughter. I'll get that one.
I have 9 children.
Honestly.
4 of which are boys that are still in my house.
Yes.
We'll have one of them impregnate somebody. Lee just ain't doing it anymore. Right?
So at this point, I don't know how long for, or if it started at this point, she was refusing Vera food.
Starvation.
And would only be allowed to eat leftovers from, the family's plates.
The oldest form of abuse known to man.
So, this is where the second thing comes from.
Oh.
And we're going to wrap back Kevin Jr.
Oh, okay.
Alright? And then now you'll be like, it links.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. So because she was starving Vera, also really tangent.
Okay.
So sorry, guys. Right, when you have a runny nose and you have piercings in your nose.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a nightmare.
Right, you like wipe your nose, but then you have to readjust the nose. I'm on about septum piercings. You have to fucking adjust septum piercing all the time, and
But then that makes your nose run again.
Yeah. Oh god. Constant cycle. Moving on. Back to the chaos.
That was chaos, just chaos of a different kind.
Yes.
It's alright, we go on tangents on this podcast all the time.
Vera was starving.
Okay.
Okay, literally
Starving
scraps.
to death, yes.
Yes.
Harry Potter-esque.
Already a broken shell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So, Sherry had a shrine almost to, was it fucking Kevin Jr.?
Kevin Jr.
Yeah, on the mantelpiece. And I don't know why. I think basically she had a Kit Kat up there.
Fair.
Because I'm going to assume it was his, like, favourite snack.
I'm just saying, right,
I love a
people
Kit Kat.
put food on offerings all the time.
They do.
The majority of...
But Vera ate it.
Oh, God. I'm just saying, right, in Mexico, alright?
That was a
Correct
shit.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. That was incredible, by the way.
Oh.
In Mexico...
No, that was a she's fucked laugh.
Oh, she is.
She's in danger laugh.
She is. That is
Oh, dear.
I fear for this woman. But in Mexico, you're supposed to eat the food off the ofrenda.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because when the spirits cross over, you create the favourite food of family members past, so you can eat their favourite meal together. So, okay, you're not supposed to do it until the actual Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That makes
But
sense.
the food is there to be eaten, and they will do lots of it. They will do... You have whole family ofrendas, and typically each family member gets at least 1 or 2 meals.
Mm.
So if you've got like 7 or 8 pictures on your ofrenda, you've got anywhere from like 8 to 16 meals.
Yeah, but you know what, like, the thing is, right, I can understand why Sherry's angry. I'm not condoning it, I just want to FYI real fast.
Grief is grief.
Satan.
Grief is grief. She has lost a son.
And that was his favourite snack. I understand that completely. However, I'm just saying Kit Kats can be replaced, but obviously this is Sherry we're talking about.
I don't get me wrong.
However,
I would be mad.
put yourself in Rara's shoes. You're being fucking
I know.
beaten constantly.
Yeah.
You are like whittled down to nothing. You're trying to stay somewhat sentient because you have a baby there you're trying to protect. But you're now also being starved.
But not to mention the fact that she's still got the mentality of a kid.
Exactly. And now you have a fucking Kit Kat staring you in the face.
Like, don't get me wrong.
24/7.
If I put something on the ofrenda, somebody ate it, I would be mad.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, right?
But that's
not torture, beat, and kill somebody.
Yeah. But this is Sherry.
No.
Who diddles kids.
Yeah.
And
kill
is
somebody
Satan.
over Kit Kats.
Yeah.
I'm never going to look at a Kit Kat the same again.
She ate it.
Okay,
But
ate
she
it.
was witnessed by someone. Not a member of the family, but someone that was there. She got witnessed to you.
Oh, no.
And that fucking person tattled on her and went straight to Sherry.
Sherry!
Oh.
Sherry Vera's eaten
Also,
Kevin
that
Jr.'s
Kit
Kit
had
Kat.
been there for like 3 months.
Oh, that poor woman. So hungry.
But that would have been a stale ass Kit Kat.
To be fair, actually, Kit Kats last pretty well, to be fair.
Oh, they are banging now.
They're so good.
Oh, yeah.
Kit Kat's a peak, man.
Yeah, and that was like reason number 2 why Rara needs to die. Shit the fucking Kit Kat. Again, replace the Kit Kat. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's not actually that deep.
Okay. I have a feeling there's a reason number 3.
Well, I mean, she received immediate punishment for this as soon as Sherry found out, which
Shocking.
was to sleep in a closet with the pigs, forced her to eat dog, pig, and human feces, blood, and to eat trash out of the garbage. So that was just the immediate punishment. Obviously, the then later punishment was to die for Vera. So Vera's really not having a great time now.
This is not good. The Kit Kat was not worth it.
No, it really wasn't. No. But, I mean, guess she technically got to eat afterwards.
She's about to die, though.
And when she didn't get to eat anything nice because it was dog, pig, and human feces, so...
Please stop saying that, I've just eaten,
well,
bro.
You know what? At least we got to eat. So, Sherry's cousin...
Okay.
The son of the cousin that she was sexually involved with and then had the child with, so the son of that guy. Oh, it's so messy. It's so messy. Do you see what I mean? Mind blown.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's son and child anymore.
Repeat that sentence for me.
Right. So, Sherry's first marriage, when she was underage.
Yeah.
Because the kissing cousins was with a guy called Daniel Bixler.
Okay.
Right. Their son that they incestuously had together is Daniel Bixler Jr. Because why not? Let's just keep naming kids the exact same name.
So this is the appearance of the guy who killed her.
Yes.
Because Daniel Bixler Jr. and his girlfriend are the one.
So he is the son
so
of the first child. Enter
the male homicider.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes, I think that's correct. Yeah. So her first
Please
kid,
correct us if we're wrong and you've managed to keep track of this better
honestly,
than we are.
I need someone to draw up a fucking family diagram.
I do not need a family tree of this family because...
you know what would have been so fucking useful? If we'd have had a whiteboard during this episode and we could just link it together ourselves. We should have fucking done that.
We need a whiteboard.
Oh my god. Yeah, because honestly, hurts my brain.
Hurts your brain? At least you've got written documentation in front of you.
You'd think that would help.
I'm pulling at thin air here. Shut up.
You seem to have a better handle on it.
Incredibly, considering you have the paper in front of you.
Yeah.
You mong.
Yeah. So anyway, so her first child, was on the run from the law. So yeah, this is Murderer Man. And then moved into the Brooks home, obviously with his girlfriend, the second murderer.
Female homicider.
Yeah, Nicole Peters. Like I said earlier, he'd been released from prison just 3 weeks prior.
And was already on the run.
And the shit, like I said earlier.
And was already on the run.
He'd already, despite being out for only 3 weeks, he'd already got himself back in trouble and was, on the run. And had a warrant for his arrest.
Beautiful. They should have arrested him sooner.
So, obviously they'd moved back in.
Right.
And so they took it upon themselves to be like, oh, we'll beat Vera.
Oh, she's fair game? Awesome, let's go.
Nicole got horny whenever they beat Vera. So horny by the beating of poor Vera that they would stop the beating
to fuck
right there and then in front of Vera, while still covered in Vera's blood. Sometimes it'd be on top of Vera. Just, why not?
That's a whole new level of unnecessary disrespect, honestly.
Yeah. She told Zachary, baby daddy, with Vera, and other siblings, Danny and Heather, that it had been Vera who had pushed Kevin Jr. in front of the car that day, and they had to avenge his death, despite the fact Vera was not there at the time. They've all gone crazy.
So originally it was Heather, the baby mama, who pushed him in front of the car.
Yes.
And now we've gone, fuck Heather.
Yeah. The
Vera
person
did
that just wasn't there at the time. It was
the
just
woman,
another reason to kill Vera.
Who was being locked in cupboards.
3. So we have, what the fuck was reason number 1? To get
rid of her. To get rid of her and get Willardine. The second one is the Kit Kat incident.
Yes. Third is just
homicide.
She magically appeared and killed Kevin Jr. and then desecrated him even more by eating the Kit Kat.
And then magic just
came back again, I guess.
Apparition.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's Harry Potter.
Logic.
Beaten and abused and locked in a cupboard, and now she's magically appearing in the middle of nowhere. She's Harry Potter.
Both Daniel, the main murderer, and Zachary,
baby daddy,
devised the plan to kill Vera.
Oh.
Obviously with Sherry as like the fucking puppet master.
Obviously.
As usual.
But the baby daddy, Zachary, he wants a new lover.
He does, yeah.
He's bored. Daniel's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Natalie's horny for the nut job.
Nicole.
Nicole,
Yeah.
my bad. Nicole is horny for the nut job.
Yeah.
And then Sherry
Also enjoys it.
is the spawn of Satan.
Mm.
And thus we have the perfect concoction for pure chaos.
Yeah. So,
Eh?
the plan is set in motion. There's now 3 reasons, Vera. Apparently that is enough.
I don't feel like any of those are reasons.
I feel like
the first one.
Crazy.
I feel like the first one is like for reasons you can actually wrap your head around.
Yeah.
The first one's the most logical.
Yeah, the second.
The second one.
They just get crazy.
The third one.
They've gone. They're loopy.
But the first one, if we're gonna look at reasons to kill somebody,
makes more sense.
it makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong.
I want to say it was probably the main.
Don't get me wrong.
But
it's fucking stupid.
oh yeah, sure.
But out of all of the what the fuck is going on here, that is the least confusing of the 4.
I feel like that's more like one you'd see in like other cases.
That's logical though.
Yeah.
You want the baby. There's only one legal parent in the way. It's Vera.
Yeah. So get rid of Vera.
Get rid of Vera.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nobody has an attachment to Vera except the baby.
It's not okay. But it makes sense.
I'm saying it's logical.
But, yeah, they quickly just turn to just loopy, real fast.
Yeah.
I'm
detecting that feeling.
So, yeah, this happens on March the 24th, 2011. That must be the day she's killed.
Okay.
Just now we have an exact date.
Only 6 years after she graduated high school.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I don't know what age.
24.
24, okay.
Depending on her birthday.
Yeah.
23, 24.
So, Zachary and Daniel put the plan in motion.
Okay.
So, to start off with, Zachary brutally beats Vera. This is in the house.
Strong start.
And then also sexually assaults her with a toothbrush. Let's just say they want her last day to be as painful and agonizing and dehumanizing as possible. Because they're all psychopaths.
I'm just confused. Like, of all the objects to rape somebody with, why a toothbrush?
It's demoralizing. I don't know.
I don't want to know, honestly.
No, I don't want to. I'm alright not knowing.
Move on.
Yeah. She was then obviously left bruised and battered, nearly unable to walk. The beatings and stuff were that bad.
Damn.
Oh. No, we're on March the 25th.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so we've got... That's what, the day before?
No, we're on the day after.
Oh.
So, day 1 of
the beatings.
The plan. She's beaten, sexually assaulted,
raped with a toothbrush,
left on the floor. Yeah.
And this is by the baby daddy.
This is by baby daddy.
Baby daddy, got it.
March 25th. She endured more abuse the next day when she was forced into the bathroom by Daniel and Nicole to obviously be beaten, and was also stabbed in the leg.
Okay, so we've got another beating and now a stab wound.
By the other 2.
By the couple.
Yeah.
Murder couple.
This obviously turned Nicole on again.
So they're fucking again.
No.
Oh. No
instead.
Fucking? Oh god.
I wish they'd have fucked. She decides to stick her finger in Vera's stab wound.
Is she fucking the stab wound?
I don't know. And honestly, I'm okay not knowing. We're now on March 26th.
This is day 3 now.
This is day 3 of just let her
torture,
suffer before
hell,
killing her. Yeah. March 26th. Oh, Chucky is still alive. I want to clarify. Chucky was not Kevin Jr. Okay, I was wrong previously.
We knew that.
But I thought
you were struggling.
I remember.
You were struggling.
I remember seeing his name, so I was like, "Is that the same guy?" No, it's not. Because he makes an appearance now.
Because Chucky is the baby of the family.
He is.
Remember?
So, March 26th, Daniel, Zachary, Nicole, and Chucky.
Oh, Chucky's joined in the gang.
First parents by the youngest child. Don't know how old he is. God help us all. Took turns stabbing Vera with a knife and stomping on her.
Okay.
Yeah. This is technically, I'm going to say her death will occur. The thing is, we don't know what time they were beating and stomping on her because it was March 26th. So technically, I'd argue the murder is technically on March 27th. because it's in the early morning.
Got it.
Right, so...
But I'm guessing this continued for a few hours.
Yes. During the documentary and like the police and stuff, all the Brooks family as well as Vera's family were interviewed.
Okay.
According to Vera's sister Ashley, who was mentioned before.
Yes, she was one who called the police.
Yes.
Yes.
And said that they weren't letting her leave and stuff. She had seen her the day before she was killed.
Okay.
So she would have seen her already beaten.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, pretty
exactly.
fucking bad.
Yeah, like, she's unable to walk and
because she's been beaten, raped, stabbed in the leg, after being beaten again.
Yeah.
But this is before...
She never mentions this, that bit.
But this is before the four of them beaten, stabbed.
Yeah, her more, yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, no, she's...
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she didn't mention that. But she said that she saw Vera sitting outside the house. And Ashley had said to Vera, I love you. And Vera had said, I love you too. And she said that had surprised her because Vera had never told her sister that she loved her. And every time that her sister would say, I love you, she'd only reply, yeah. But that day, she did say it back.
Oh, gosh.
Likely, she knew it was coming. So, in Daniel and Nicole's
interviews.
Version of events.
Well, we've got versions, have we?
Yes.
Marvellous.
But it is meant to... I mean, Danny was always pretty forthright with it. You know, he showed him to the fucking knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He, like, confessed to it, like, pretty much instantly.
He was almost proud of it.
Oh, yeah, he was, absolutely. They then... So, after the stabbing and stuff, the beating that happened in the house, on March 26th, they forced Vera, who could barely walk, to walk with them. Obviously, she's also been stabbed in the leg by this point as well.
And multiple other places as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
She's been stabbed in more than just the leg, bro.
Yeah. She was very reluctant to leave.
Shocking.
The house, because she knew...
Bro, this is a death march.
Yeah, literally.
She knew.
She knew she wasn't going to be coming back alive. So, as she was doing as she was told, she put on her shoes, they walked to the door, she turned to Sherry, Sherry knew all about this, and said, good night, sugar babe.
Good night, sugar babe.
However, she bumped into Scotty, one of the other sons.
Yeah.
Who was never really, as far as I'm aware, involved in the beatings.
Okay.
Or anything to...
So we've got one good egg.
Yeah, it was kind of... I don't know, didn't this family, is that possible?
In comparison to his siblings, he's practically a saint at this point, honestly.
I want to say his wife also lives in the house. But they've witnessed the beatings and stuff.
Oh, and said nothing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, in a way, complicit.
Well, yeah. They're enabling, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even if they're not physically beating her themselves. If you know and you're not saying anything, yeah.
She asked Vera boldly, I mean, fuck it, yeah, asked Scotty if he'd come with them. Because she was hoping maybe he'd stand up for her, or she won't be killed if he was there, because he wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
And he declined. Because she feared for her safety.
Yeah, obviously.
He agreed.
Oh.
Went to go put on his shoes, and Zachary threatened him and said, you're not coming with us.
Oh.
Because, again...
They didn't want any witnesses that weren't part of the plan.
Yeah, they weren't part of the plan. So, yeah, we're like, nah. So, yeah, he got threatened with a knife and was like, listen, you're not coming.
And so he was like, fuck that, and he left. So
Scotty just had to stay in the house. So, unfortunately, yeah, she was death marched out of the house still. The pair then walked Vera to the train tracks near the house and repeatedly stabbed her until the knife became so dull that it couldn't cut through her clothing anymore. So...
Bro, do you have any idea how much bone that knife has to grind against to fuck that blade up?
But it's also the clothes, so they made her strip in the freezing cold, fully naked, so that they could continue starving her. And that included her chest, back, throat.
Oh.
Apparently, she was obviously crying, and she said she couldn't breathe. Eventually, obviously, she was already beaten and wounded.
Do you remember when you asked me when we were eating if I'm depressed yet?
Are you depressed now?
Beth, I'm depressed now.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I very cockily said that I wasn't depressed. I was just really sad. But I had a feeling that when we got to her actual death, I was going to get
it is sad because
really
it's like,
depressed.
This could have been so avoided. You know what I mean? So many opportunities.
It is actually a little bit heartbreaking as well, because I don't know whether it's like, I feel like it's worsened a little bit because she had that, like, the developmental issues as well. Like,
But she was also smart enough to know.
True, but she's got that kid mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just,
you're basically killing a child.
It's scared kid, bro. It's scared kids.
Yeah.
Scared kids always get to me, whether it's like whether physically kids or mentally kids. Scared kids always get to me, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing kids should never be, and it bothers me.
But
go on, let's get this bit over with.
Yeah, she eventually. I mean, she fought back as long as she could.
Good girl.
But obviously,
I mean, there's 4 of them.
So much.
Yeah.
Well, only Daniel and Nicole went to the train tracks with her, and Zachary stayed at the house. And so did Sherry.
What about Chuck?
Chucky is at the house.
Oh, so they beat and stabbed her at the house, but it was only the couple that went down to train track with her. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zachary stayed behind to make sure that Scotty didn't follow.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah. But so did Chucky. So.
Got it. Okay. So there's only the 3 of them.
Yeah, Vera, Daniel, and Nicole. Yeah. So yeah, eventually, obviously, she'd endured a lot. She eventually stopped being able to fight back.
And she succumbed to her wounds, basically.
They then forced her to... She was, I mean, basically already dead at this point. They forced her to lay down sideways on the track. And they walked away. And she didn't have the strength anymore.
To get up.
Yeah. And...
I mean, honestly, bro, who would after all that?
As they were walking away, they were bragging about killing her already, and...
Fuck.
Yeah, around 2 a.m, so that's why I said technically the 27th of March, 2011, a train headed towards Vera. The conductor thought a deer carcass was in the track. I mean, he went to try and stop, but he couldn't stop the train in time. It went over, and when he finally did stop the train, he realised that it wasn't a deer, but the remains of Vera. Obviously, the conductor notified the police straight away. The day after the Vera's murder, the police searched the area. On the riverbank, they found her clothes that obviously she'd been forced to remove. And
all the stab wounds in them.
You could, don't cry, bitch.
Oh, God, here we go.
Tucked inside her favourite purple hoodie was a note she'd written to her daughter.
Oh, bro.
Because she clearly knew she was going to die that night. She wasn't making it out alive. The note read, "I love you, Willardine. You're a good little baby girl to us. I'm glad to be your mommy. Don't cry, bitch." I'm saying that to myself.
Oh.
I am glad to have had you on November 4th at 4:16 a.m. 6 pounds 2 ounces, 19 inches long. Mummy loves you.
Bruh. Bruh.
I'm a strong woman.
Bruh.
Do not let them fall. According to Zachary and Sherry, when they were interviewed after the murder had been discovered, and people were asking where's Vera, they tried to say that she had left on the night of the murder with a new boyfriend, and the only thing when pressed for information that they'd say about the man is that he was black. And he probably killed her.
Ah, yes. Blame the black lover.
Bit of casual racism there also.
As old as time.
Also, just not surprising.
White people blaming the blacks since the dawn of time.
Yeah. According to other people within the Brooks family, the main another motivation. You think 3 weren't enough, okay?
Oh no, but this is titled The Main Reason. Yeah, as in the 3 or 4 were side hoes.
According to other members of the family. Some people think the cause of the murder was because Vera had allegedly sprayed mace and caused someone within the family to have a miscarriage. Don't believe that. Others said that Vera had angered Nicole by looking at Daniel, that Nicole gave her the vibe that Vera wanted to fuck Daniel or be his girlfriend.
I will tell you right now, Vera didn't want to fuck anybody.
Yeah, no. Don't believe that. Other Sherry like to go around saying that it was because Vera had to massage her feet a lot. Yeah. Sherry's feet. Yeah. Apparently, don't know where this came from.
Oh, here we go.
Apparently, she had dropped a brick on Sherry's foot. Where the fuck did the brick come from?
A brick.
But let's not question it, because, again...
Hey, there were pigs in the house. We're not going to question a brick.
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, the community was left just chaos. They were angered.
Yeah.
Because social services, the police, what the fuck? Well, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Where are you?
Nowhere to be found.
They never helped, never provided protection, despite seeing the state of the house, the state of the family, Vera, the state of her.
State of their arrest records.
In the wake of Vera's murder, her biological mum, Verna, travelled back to the town to arrange her funeral. Days after the murder, Willardine was removed from the Brooks house.
Oh, thank God.
She was placed into foster care while fucking Sherry and her husband were trying to get custody.
Oh. Please God, tell me they didn't.
But also trying to get custody was Vera's mum.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I don't like Vera's mum because she abandoned her, but
yeah.
Anything at this point is better than Sherry.
Searching the house, the police found Nicole's bloody shirt, probably from all the beating, a belt that had been used, and locks of Vera's hair. She and Danny confessed to killing Vera outright, but they claimed from the get-go that Sherry demanded them to do it.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
No, and apparently had also given them instructions on exactly how to do it. Again, not surprising. And then on April 5th, Daniel was formally charged with aggravated murder.
There we go.
2 counts of kidnapping, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. He got 40 years.
40?
Yeah. Daniel actually did start by pleading not guilty by reason of his sanity. It was found that he had a limited mental retardation, not surprising, incestuous child.
Honestly.
And a very low level of IQ, not surprising.
I mean, he was easier to manipulate than butter, so...
Yeah. Nicole was also charged with aggravated murder, but only that, and got 23 years. Vera's mother, because Nicole made a big show and made a big apology, and was like, oh, Vera was so lovely that, no one wanted this to happen. I'm so sorry, I, absolutely, mutilated her and shit. And Vera's mum was like, okay, bullshit.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it was literally just to, a show for the judge, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Probably try a less sentence.
Obviously. I mean, she can't suck him off, can she? He's behind the desk.
Ultimately, the thing is with this case is that the prosecution team ignored all the abuse that Vera went through. They just focused on the murder at the train tracks.
So in their eyes, despite the fact that most of, if not all of the family contributed to this situation, the only people who were actually culpable were Daniel and Nicole.
Yes.
Even though it was basically orchestrated by Sherry.
Even though this had been going on for years and there'd been reports of everything for years. Yes.
Well,
Pardon. So this is why a lot about what happened to Vera wasn't ever said in trial or anything like that. Because they didn't deem it to be linked or important enough.
That's bullshit.
Like I said, they just focused on what happened by the tracks.
The actual murder itself.
Yes.
Bollocks. Absolutely bollocks. Oh.
Everyone else that was involved technically got some degree of punishment from whether it's hiding evidence or lying. Most of them actually only got very light punishments for lying to police. But no one else really got punishment, especially Sherry. And actually most of them ended up getting plea bargains also, by the way.
For what?
Sherry.
It's not like you could fucking testify against a mob boss, is it?
Yeah, everyone in the Brooks household, like I said, took plea bargains and only did very light, probation kind of sentences for, lying to the police. Literally, that's all they got. Except Sherry and her husband, Kevin Brooks Sr., actually just scot-free. Yeah. However, not long after that.
Just so you, because obviously this is a podcast, the way my jaw dropped when you said that, I was genuine. I don't get speechless, bro, but I was speechless for a good few seconds there.
Sherry likes to show up in places randomly in a wheelchair in the documentary, trying to get sympathy. And, I just can't stand her. I just hate her so much.
I'd like to push her into the road and have an accident. Could wheel her in like a dinner's on wheels.
Zachary got 4 years in prison for just obstruction of justice.
Yeah.
That was it. Again, everyone got plea bargains.
Great.
Michael, I don't remember who the fuck Michael is.
One of the brothers, he was the second one.
Probably. He got the same thing, but only got 30 days in jail.
30 days?
And 5 years of probation.
30 days?
Zachary Brooks, when he got out of prison, met another woman in 2015, fathered another child. He was then arrested in 2020 and sent to prison for receiving stolen property and more assault. He got sentenced to 4 years and is supposed to be, he's probably out now.
Yeah.
Released November 2024. Sherry, Scotty, and Kevin Sr. got busted on drug trafficking charges.
Oh, good.
Later on.
Okay. Well, at least it's a charge.
Yes. Sherry spent 40 months in federal prison on this charge. Rumouredly, Sherry died in 2021, but nowhere it can't,
Doesn't confirm that anywhere.
Yeah. Shockingly, Sherry and her husband
are still together?
and Zachary
almost
got Willardine back after the murder. But luckily, Zachary's a shit dad.
Excellent.
So, during a visit he had with Willardine, with social services there, Willardine wanted nothing fucking to do with that bitch. It's almost like she fucking knew from the grave that her mum had been murdered. Also partially by this guy.
Yeah.
And she would not stop screaming.
If I were anywhere near that fucker, I'd be screaming too.
Yeah, and she just didn't want anything to do with him. So, he just didn't go back to any more visits and refused to do the parenting classes. So he didn't get the parental rights.
Nice. There is a God.
And then a loving family adopted Willardine less than a year later.
Also, it wasn't Vera's mum?
No.
Okay.
Well, she's not the best history with men either, does she? Let's be real.
That's valid.
Detectives also then took the note that was found in the jumper
Yeah.
that Vera had written to
Gave
Willardine.
it to him.
Gave it to the family, and the family are going to give it to her when she's older and able to understand. Yeah.
That's nice. That's a good thing. She's got that little. I mean, it's gonna be covered in blood, but
yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh god, we're still recording. We're fine.
we're good.
In 2013, a gravestone was installed to honour Vera's memory. The black gravestone bears her photograph along with purple ribbons. As of today, I'm not quite sure when this was written, but I'm going to assume sometime around 2024. Daniel and Cole remain behind bars, rightly so.
Yeah.
All the other individuals involved in the family, both families,
Running around scot-free.
and in her murder, are all free.
I mean, we all kind of saw that coming, didn't we?
Yeah. So really, a little bit of justice, but also not really.
It was immediate justice, right?
Sherry got nothing for the murder.
But
and
for the
that
murder,
angers me.
that pisses me off rightly. But it's more, look, the murder, the people who did it, the people who executed it,
But
right?
the mastermind,
I
know
know,
what I mean?
I know. But what I want her charged with is the years of fucking emotional and physical abuse before
But she
that.
never will be.
That's what I want, right? I feel like, yeah, okay, right, she came up with the plan, but even if she hadn't come up with the plan, these guys would have come up with another one.
Yeah, perhaps
Right?
so.
So,
Enough reasons.
yes, I want to see her punished, but I would, if I had to choose between her being punished for a murder and, like, punished for the abuse and torture that she put this young woman through, I'd rather take the abuse and torture.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather see her see justice for that than for a plan that she masterminded. That, if she hadn't masterminded, they would have come up with their own anyway.
Well.
Right,
Yeah,
to be
probably.
honest, even if all they did was continue beating her, eventually her body would have broken.
True.
Right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like, I hate to say this, but she was gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
There was no way she was gonna survive that household. Whether or not Vera masterminded her death or not is irrelevant.
Sherry.
Sherry, sorry. I call her Sheila.
You call her Vera.
Vera, my bad.
Yes.
Sherry. Whether or not she masterminded the plan or not is irrelevant. Because she was gonna die. Whether she was beaten and stabbed on a train strike or whether she was beaten and stabbed to death in the house.
Yeah, Vera was gonna die.
Right?
Yeah.
The amount of people who were beating on this poor woman, assaulting this poor woman.
And just letting it happen.
Like, you don't survive a household like that. You don't survive an environment like that.
Yeah, she was doomed from the moment she went in that house.
Yeah, like...
Genuinely.
She had nobody.
True.
She had nobody.
But really, the state should have done a lot more.
Oh, for sure. Oh, they should have done way more. It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Rumouredly, the state got a lot of obviously hate and stuff for it.
Good.
Obviously the police did as well.
They got fucking eggs thrown at them.
But yeah, it was a really big like wake up for the community, and yeah, the community was not happy. But I don't think massive change was really done, to be honest.
No. I mean, how many cases like this have we had since then? How many cases have we had where kids are being beaten and molested and all that shit? Like, shit isn't getting done.
I do have 3 pictures, like
okay.
I said earlier.
I'm ready.
Because we're now at the end of the case.
Oh my goodness.
So that is Zachary and Vera from towards the beginning of their relationship.
She looks so sweet.
Lurking in the background's fucking Sherry.
She looks like a...
Don't worry, we get close with Sherry. Close with Sherry.
I need another zip code for that double chin, baby.
And then cute Willardine.
Willardine looks like a little Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah. But yeah, she seems to be actually living a healthy life.
Oh, that's good.
So, loving family, so at least someone. I think she'd be very happy to know that her daughter escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's all she would care about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that she would care much about anything else. Bro, you're right, that was depressing as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one, yeah.
You did, to be fair, that's valid.
We are doing a recording for tomorrow's episode.
38. 38 next time?
Episode 38, yeah.
Because this is 37.
Which is a serial killer case.
Ye boys!
And we are doing the Green River Killer.
Never heard of them.
Also known as Gary Ridgway. He's one of the most infamous...
Spoilers!
Oh, it's okay. Everyone knows, like, the name.
I don't.
Obviously, besides you.
Bruh.
Awkward. No, but it's pretty cut and dry. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, it's...
Pretty obvious, that one.
The thing is, I think you'll realise when we get in the case.
Okay, but this isn't a serial killer case.
No.
This episode is about Vera.
Yes, you're right.
Stop.
Yes. No, but either way, that is getting recorded tomorrow.
That is. And then the next group of recordings will have the special episode.
Yeah, I can tell you what 39 is going to be.
Tell me.
And then 40.
We'll keep it a mystery.
You need to pick because you gave me one of two options.
Oh,
so,
okay.
39.
I'll make it a good one for you boys.
Will be actually let Matt pick.
Rude.
Well, you weren't there, babe.
Oh, just for the podcast, Matt is the boy.
My boy.
Her boy.
Yeah.
Now we have boys in this.
He has picked the DC snipers.
Okay, I rate that.
Yes.
I rate that.
It's quite an intriguing.
It's a sound choice.
And so episode 40, special episode, obviously like we do every 10 episodes. You either gave me the choice of 3 fathers who get killed.
Okay.
Or 3 mothers. So it's still up to you which one you want to go.
I feel like we've had a lot of women in our episodes recently. So I feel like we might go fathers.
Yeah, I thought you might lean that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that will
I remember why, because I gave that to you after we have a case of the dad being a dick.
Probably.
We were researching. I don't think it was a recording.
Well,
we were
also
researching.
had that in this case, but, you know.
There were plenty of men who were being dicks in this.
Yeah.
And plenty of bad fathers.
Also plenty of women.
Oh, there's plenty of dicks in general.
Yeah.
And none of them to do with penises.
Well.
Oh, a lot of them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yeah. Rest in peace, Rara.
Yeah.
I'm glad Willardine is.
She's safe
there,
and sound and happy and looking completely adorable in that photograph, by the way.
I wonder how. I don't know how old she is now.
She said she was born a couple years after she graduated. Vera graduated.
I think she was born.
Would have been
about
2008?
2 years before she was
2000.
killed.
Oh, 2009.
So about 2009.
So she'd be what? 15?
Damn, I feel old.
Bruh. I had to tell somebody last week that my birthday started with a 19, and they did that TikTok meme of 19! 19! I was like, I'm going to punch you in the face.
You're right.
And then Jess, my manager, turned around and was like, I was born in 1994.
Yeah, okay, that's hard. Yeah, that makes me feel better. A little bit, yeah.
So, it comforts me to know that no matter how old or how young I get, there's always somebody who's older or younger.
You're right.
Comforts me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that was Vera Jo's case.
It was.
But, yeah, I'm very upset that it's not more well-known or well-documented.
Honestly, that's a big case, bro. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's also chaotic as fuck.
Oh my god.
And if anyone can draw a diagram of the family tree and shit.
Oh god, we would post it.
God, we need that.
Hi.
So bad. But yeah, let us know if you enjoyed what your thoughts are, and
if you have any
Sherry's
suggestions,
still alive and you bump into her, tell her to just roll off a cliff.
Stab her. We'll provide an alibi for you.
Feed her to the pigs.
Oh, that's good though, because they get rid of the body.
They eat that shit, so...
You can't charge anybody if there's no body.
Sherry will not be missed, is all I'm saying, if she is dead. Because, again, rumouredly in 2021. I hope so.
I hope she had a heart attack.
I don't want to, wish death on people, but I do.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm gonna.
There's people.
Yeah.
It's a small list, but there's people.
Sherry.
Sherry's on it. Yeah. I hate her too.
But thank you for joining us. Anyway.
Yes.
I'm
Becky.
And I'm Beth.
And that was BB True Crime.
You
all take care of yourself. Don't go near anybody named Sherry.
Yeah, really, really don't.
Very dangerous. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.